if I had like 5 years to work on the movie, I probably would have gone and watched all those movies and thought about that style. But the problem is those guys are such masters at their specific style, and I'm such a different actor that I felt like if I looked too much at that style and I tried to do like Buster Keaton eye rolling things, or like it would just be awful.
David,
Rant.
how are you doing, David?
I'm good. How you doing, Joe?
I'm doing great, man. Incredible job with Ernest the Ghost and We Have a Ghost. Amazing. You're able to show so much emotion with just your expression. Can you talk about bringing Ernest to life and only playing him physically? No pun intended there.
Yeah, I wanted, I was scared because he doesn't have any lines, right? So it's like, how are you going to reveal this guy? But I thought a lot about that movie E.T. and how expressive that little alien was with just a little finger and a puppet, right? And there's something about the simplicity and the stillness of Ernest that I found really profound. And the fact that there is all this cacophony around him of this TikTok world, and this family is somewhat disjointed and disconnected. And he's this old guy who's been forgotten, who lives in the walls, who has this deep secret. So there was something about that really guided me, about this other factor. He was alien to this world. He was uncomfortable with it. And there was something about that I really latched onto and that allowed me a real focus.
Now, I know that you had just mentioned E.T., but I love the physical comedy that you have in this. It reminds me a lot of like Charlie Chaplin and that style of comedy. How did you approach that style of comedy? And did you find any inspiration from the silent movie star era?
Yeah, I didn't actually. I mean, if I had like 5 years to work on the movie, I probably would have gone and watched all those movies and thought about that style. But the problem is those guys are such masters at their specific style, and I'm such a different actor that I felt like if I looked too much at that style and I tried to do like Buster Keaton eye rolling things, or like it would just be awful. So I really stuck to what I know how to do and trusted that it would resonate on my particular instrument. But, physical life is always interesting to me. And, him running through all that physicality, all that behavior, the way his body is and who he is was always very important. But yeah, I just couldn't get into that silent film stuff. It would have taken me down such a path, and I don't think it would have been good.
That rabbit hole, man, that rabbit hole. I got to ask you this. What inspired Ernest's look? The look of Ernest.
I was sort of like, I was into the comb over idea because, again, like I wanted him to have two things. Like I wanted him to feel like a scary old ghost in a house first when you initially see him. And always in those movies, it's always some guy or some old woman who's like, gonna kill you. And so I wanted you to have that feeling. And then the other thing was I really wanted him to feel like, I feel like nowadays, there's something about our hairstyles and the way we are where it's like, I'm in my 40s, but I don't look like a guy my grandfather's age who is in his 40s. That there's a certain look that those guys have that feels like very other and very anti-technological. And I felt like the comb over was just a very simple, strong, image of that. I don't know guys anymore that really have comb overs. I feel like it was a product of a different time. So I wanted that feel to him, that he had this other quality. And that's where a lot of the look came out of. Like he's a guy that got lost in time while time moved on.
Well, look, David, incredible performance. This film is so much fun. It has a ton of heart. Thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate it.
Thanks, man. Thank you.